Good evening, everyone. If you haven't already, many of us will be traveling for the holiday, and with the slippery conditions in some parts of North Dakota, planning your route is going to be essential. Let's take a look at the current road conditions. First off, in Minnesota. Conditions look fair for now on the western side of the state. Weather radar is picking up freezing temps, so make sure you have an emergency kit in your car just in case you break down on the highway. If you plan on going to the cities, however, just beware. There are quite a few detours. On the North Dakota side, road conditions in the valley calm, but if you're traveling west, there's ice and compacted snow on the roads near Linton and in the area of Bismarck. Roads around Minot are also said to be slushy a short time ago, so you may want to start, and then once they start to freeze, temperatures go down, it's going to get even slicker in that area. Let's go to Hutch Johnson for a look at what the weather's going to be like tonight. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. And if you are still traveling, the main concern from here on out looks to be snow and wind and definitely cold temperatures. Look at this. Temperatures are 30 degrees colder than yesterday at this time in parts of western North Dakota. First of all, the winds and the gusty nature of those winds will decrease, but not until late tonight. So we'll continue to deal with that. Snowfall out in the central Dakotas coating the roads with a slippery layer of ice. So there's some reduced visibilities there you'll contend with as well. For the rest of us, when will these winds end? Well, here's your hour by hour forecast. Look at this. 2 in the morning and the gustiest of the winds shift out into Minnesota. So there will be improvement, but the core of chilly moves right over the valley overnight. It's going to be the coldest temperatures that we've experienced up this season as skies clear. Traffic heavy out there. Look at this. Luther Family Ford, we have flakes flying in the FM area. Nothing too dramatic or deep to contend with, but they're still out there, folks, as we head into the evening hours. Clearing from the north is going to continue tonight as temperatures right now are mighty chilly. Single digits in Langdon. Factor in the winds, Mike, and we have wind chills 10 to 20 below up in northeast North Dakota. Now, as we go through the overnight hours, we're expecting these numbers to get even colder. Put that survival kit in the vehicle. Take your time. Arrive with caution. Now, we do have a couple of weather wiggles working their way through for post-Thanksgiving travel. And we'll detail that in a moment.
What a difference from yesterday.
Oof, big turnaround.
All right, thanks. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues on, many family members are still unable to spend time with their loved ones in long-term care facilities. Because of this, one Minnesota woman is urging families to know your rights and advocates for putting surveillance cameras in your loved one's room, not only to keep an eye on them, but to make sure they're getting the care they need. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke to the 2 women who made doing this legal in Minnesota.
When Lisa Richards installed a Nest Cam in her mom's room at a Bemidji long-term care facility back in 2017, she says she didn't have any bad intentions.
What I put the camera in is to see, oh, my mom is up, I can call her, I don't want to wake her up.
But then Richards started catching a lot of bad things.
Like leaving her in her chair from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon and not changing her at all. And then you call and tell me that she's got sores on her bottom. Hello?
Claims of abuse that were upheld by the state of Minnesota in this 99-page investigation report from 2017, which also states because of Richards' camera, staff refused to give care to her mom in her room and would disconnect the camera.
Or they would cover up the camera, or they would turn the camera to look at the ceiling.
When you're a good person, you don't care who's got cameras on you. You know you're doing good things.
Richards and Senator Housley started working together soon after, and in 2019 passed legislation to allow all family members to place surveillance cameras in a loved one's room. As long as the resident approves, it's immediately reported to the Department of Health, and the facility is notified of the camera within 14 days.
It's an extra set of eyes on your loved ones.
While Richards encourages all residents to have a camera in their room, she warns,
just because you have the camera in it and you catch the things doesn't mean anything's going to happen.
Saying the Department of Health is dealing with severe staffing shortages, in turn dealing with a backlog of reports. Senator Housley says because of the backlog, the Department of Health has yet to update data of elder maltreatment and neglect reports. But in 2018, officials said they were receiving 400 complaints each week, a number Senator Housley says she thinks will skyrocket as COVID restrictions are lifted and more people put cameras up. Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
A similar law allowing surveillance cameras in long-term care residents' rooms was also passed in North Dakota in 2019. The state saying in 2020 they investigated over 1,000 substantiated claims of elder abuse, with 376 of those involving neglect, abuse, or exploitation. A nationwide manhunt is over after the man accused of killing 2 teenagers in June turned himself in to Polk County, Minnesota authorities. Investigators say Valentin Mendoza's pickup truck crossed over the center line and hit a car, killing 2 teens in Polk County. Officers say Mendoza was going at least 75 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Mendoza's mother and girlfriend told police that he made suicidal comments. He still faces up to 10 years in prison. An East Grand Forks man is accused of beating his father with a walker. On Sunday, the victim told authorities that he and his son, Joseph Coronelli, got into an argument. Coronelli is accused of hitting his father numerous times in the head and arms and telling his dad that he was going to kill him. While Coronelli says nothing happened, his brother stated that he witnessed exactly what his father reported. If convicted, he faces up to 7 years in prison. As we get together to celebrate with family and friends, keep in mind that there is a serious and possibly deadly side to our holiday. Law enforcement refer to Thanksgiving as the beginning of a deadly season of drunk driving. Some bars call today Drinksgiving or Blackout Wednesday. Minnesota law enforcement are upping their DWI patrols starting today throughout the new year.
This gives law enforcement the extra opportunity to focus on impaired driving and that type of thing, and to remove those folks off the road and, get them to jail.
Across the Red River and Fargo, police tell us that they don't have any data that proves or disproves an increase in DUIs around Thanksgiving, so extra grant-funded patrols will not be scheduled. Fargo city leaders will be addressing some proposed changes for MATBus and paratransit services. The changes come about because of the new electronic fare system that will go live on the buses in January or February. While costs to passengers will not increase, multi-day passes will no longer be sold, but passengers earn free rides by reaching a spending threshold. MATBus will also implement a general public rate for Sunday paratransit services. $25 was recommended. For students, the city will also consider changing the college semester pass to a permanent one. They'll consider the development of business passes that employers can purchase for employees who work downtown. All of this will be discussed on Monday. This week marks the beginning of the Holly Jolly events up and down the Red River Valley. Valley News team Stacy Van Dyke takes us behind the scenes with some of the driving forces behind bringing the holidays to life in unusual places.
So this is right up by admission, so we definitely want to have lots of lights right away when people come. It's really
hanging lights at just one house is a daunting task, but imagine decorating a 32-acre zoo.
Yes, typically this takes us almost a month of just coming in after hours, sometimes till like 2 in the morning to try to get these lights up.
A lot of work goes into making the most wonderful time of the year a reality, and we discovered almost everywhere we went, it's done entirely by a small handful of volunteers.
I'm the best untangler.
Yeah, somebody's got to do that.
Lights and trying to untangle them, and I felt like Chevy Chase, like, trying to make sure that they're all going to work.
Holiday Lights kicks off at the Red River Zoo on Friday. It's their 5th year hosting the event, and even the animals are getting into the holiday spirit.
And every year it gets a little bit bigger. Someday we'd like to have a huge showpiece of Christmas lights, but you just steadily work towards that goal.
Meanwhile, behind this barrier in Grand Forks, the makings of an event in its 20th year. Santa Village opens Monday for the first time at the Columbia Mall.
We started kind of the first week of November.
Lynn Roach has been here since the beginning. She started out with 8 trees, and now the event has grown to have more than 50. It's so large, it's outgrown several locations.
I'm always shopping. I'm always finding things that will actually go into a tree, and there's never anything that really can't go in a tree.
Both events a labor of love, featuring treats, beautiful lights, and giving families a little dose of magic.
We get so busy at Christmas time, all of us, and we forget about the kids, we forget about ourselves, and it just works out well to sit down, and just spend some time with your child because we forget.
Once it's said and done, it's really adorable, worth the work.
For Valley News Live, I'm Stacy Van Dyke.
Oh gosh,
And if these events don't have you in the holiday spirit, just wait until next week for Fargo's Holiday Light Parade. That's happening on December 4th at 6:30. Make sure to give a big wave to all of us from Valley News Live, and we might even be able to sneak you some candy.